How is everybody today? How many people were at my house for dinner last night? Oh, good, and you're really here. Good for you. All right, I invite you to stand up. And here we go. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Sing out, everybody.
I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good. I can do almost anything.
Well, I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God in paupers and kings. Well, we're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasure in store. I am loving every living thing. Here we go, come on.
I can't help it. God makes me want to sing.
Oh, oh.
I can't help it. God makes me want to sing.
Oh,
It makes me feel so good. I can do almost anything.
well, I'm believing in my guiding light. You know what? Whatever happens, it always turns out right. I just dig right down to how I feel. I take a deep breath and I grab that wheel. I'm believing in my guiding light. I can't help it.
God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good. I can do most anything.
Ryan Gatson. Let's hear it for Brian. Well, I'm reaching for my highest place with the wind at my back and a smile on my face. Well, I'm living my dream more and more each day, and I do not care what those wigglers say. I'm believing in my highest place. Here we go.
I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good. I can do almost anything.
How's it make you feel, John?
It makes me feel so good. I can do almost anything.
How's it make you feel, Hans?
It makes me feel so good. I can do almost anything.
Well, that's a lot of energy. So last night was one of the Taste of the Divines. It's called Taste of the Divine because we used to be Taste of GTC, and you guys did Divine Dining at Westlake, so now we are Taste of the Divine. So last night was a very long-awaited dinner because we were supposed to do it at one point, and the fires happened, so we canceled it. So it got moved till just last night. So it was just great. There were 50 people in my house. But it went great. It really went. It was just so wonderful, and everybody was so loving. It's so interesting to just be in a room, in a area surrounded by like-minded people of love. I mean, that's all that was going on last night. Everybody was laughing and smiling and eating and drinking, and it was just so amazing. So thank you all for those who were there, and we'll be signing up again for next year. Now you'll know. And last night was really great because we got two of our dear friends, Donna Mellon, who starred in a number of Broadway shows. So we actually had 4 Broadway people doing a Candor and Ebb review, and we almost got it all right. I even put a kerchief on and sang the woman's part. It was really fun. Yeah. Thank God no one. Did you get a picture of that?
Yes.
It's on Facebook already? Great. Good. Well, you can't ruin this face. So, anyway, welcome to the Global Truth Center. We come together every week as a spiritual community to do one thing and one thing only. What is that? Great. So, who's here for the first? If you're here for the first time, please stand. Welcome, welcome. Stay standing. Okay. So tell me your name. What is it? Donna. Donna, stay standing. Hi, Donna.
I'm Liz.
Liz. Hi, Liz. Is that Elizabeth or just Liz?
Well, it's Elizabeth, but
But you like Liz. Like Liz Taylor. Yeah, exactly.
I'm Barbara.
You have a powerful voice, Barbara. Okay, so Barbara, Liz, Donna. Oh, wait, up, and? India? Oh, that's cool. Did you, wait to see if you wanted to get up? Or did they just finally push you up? It's a little coercion, I know. So just listen again. I'm going to ask them the same question. I just want you to listen to what they say, okay? We come together every week as a spiritual community to do one thing and one thing only. What is that? Okay, India, what did you hear? Eat pickles. Who said eat pickles over here? Wow, funny. Donna, what did you hear? But you felt good.
Yes.
Okay.
To know right where I am, I am with God.
That's very close. To know that right where I am with God. That's beautiful, Liz. Okay.
I am God is.
Did you just make that up? I am, God is. Well, that's very close. So here's what we all just said. That right where I am, God is. So right where you are, Liz, God is, right? And that, what's the other thing? Right where I am, God is. Oh, and God represents greatness on demand. I knew there was a second part to this. So God, we see God as greatness. Sorry, Andy, I can't see you past that. We understand God as greatness on demand, meaning that right where you are, God is, and that energy, that greatness is yours to just use. Sound good? Yeah. Could you come up here and do my talk? So if that's good for you, then you're going to have a really great time. And we gave you a card. If you fill it out, I'll send you an email, and then you can tell me what you thought, and we can go back and forth. And we have a gift for you at the information table. So thank you for joining us today. We also remind ourselves of our vision statement, which is... To love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. And then our mission statement, which is... Do it now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to light the candles of faith. I bring up our lead practitioner today, Mr. Jason Powers. I love hearing "Let there be peace on earth." One of the things about that song, though, that I think we've grown past is the idea of "let there be peace on earth." I guess we could change the lyrics to, yes, there is peace on earth. We just have to allow it to be. So let's celebrate this first world religion, which is the Tao. It celebrates the universal path of harmony. And then the shamanic traditions, the primal spirituality of all indigenous people. Hinduism, knowledge, action, and devotion. Judaism, living by sacred law, the law of life, the law of love. All forms of Buddhism, innate wisdom, loving kindness, compassion. Christianity, celebrating the Christ consciousness that is inherent in all people everywhere, regardless of religion. And understanding that Christ consciousness is really just when you are in your place and I am in my place, we are in the same place. And that is the divine namaste. Islam, the submission to the will of God is the highest calling, and recognizing that highest calling as love. The Baha'i faith, celebrating unity and peace. Then all forms of new thought, mental healing through spiritual principles. And then the final candle is for all that has yet to be known, all that has come before, recognizing that ultimately at the end of the day, they all blend into one truth, that all there is love. Now Jason lights a candle for each one of you to decide what you want to do with. Where would you like to place your light today? So just take a deep breath and use your brilliant mind to decide where you want your life to go.
Oh, breathing in this flame, this light that we are recognizing, that I am recognizing that there is a flame within myself. A flame that is active, a flame that is vital, a flame that is eternal. I recognize this flame in each and every single being here, that we are a bonfire of light, lighting the God presence within each one of us. And what I know is that as we recognize this, as I recognize this right here and right now, this flame goes before me and lights my way. I rest in that. I am quietly assured in that my good is guaranteed as I allow this light to go before me and magnify back to me that which I am, which is beauty, which is power, which is love, which is wisdom, which is health, opulence. I am grateful to know this. I can rest in that. And I know this for every single person that hears my word. And so I let it go, knowing that this service is a celebration of this flame, of this light. And we are ignited as we leave here today. And we go forth in gratitude, and with one heart, one voice, we just allow this to be. And together we say, and so it is.
You get to stay up here today.
I do.
I know. So I want to say something about what he just did. We call it affirmative prayer. We still use the word prayer. But we understand that we are not praying to something or beseeching something to do something for us, but that we are allowing ourselves to step into a vibration, an energy. So what you just experienced is this energetic pull. And when you allow it, when you're open to it, and you just allow the words to take you to that beautiful vibration of love, your whole life starts to vibrate at that level. That's what we call affirmative prayer. That's why we do this. It's not just because it's pretty and he has a beautiful voice. It's because we want to vibrate at a higher level. We don't want to constantly be reactive to the world around us. We want to vibrate at a higher level so that we can have the world reacting to that higher level. Get the difference? So I wanted to bring that up as I bring up the beautiful Heather Powers. So speaking of vibration, they're now going to take you through a chant, and you will get to vibrate even higher.
Oh, it was so perfect that you talked about peace, because this song is I am peace rather than let there be peace.
So it's Om Shanti 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 Om. And what that's saying is I am peace. I am, when you're saying it 3 times, it's a Hindu and a Buddhist chant actually. And so you're just affirming that I am peace in my body, in my mind, and in my spirit. And when you affirm that, and so it is. So sing with us, lend your voice, close your eyes, enjoy it. Enjoy this vibration.
The joy of love is my strength. I will not fear, I'm not afraid. For this is the day that I create. I am the Word, I am the way. Though the storm may rage, I am not swayed by any worry or doubt. I'm held in the grace, and I am the presence working everything out. And when you sing Om Shanti Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. And we sing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. I am peace. Now you guys got it? Yeah? All right. The joy of love is my strength. I will not fear, I'm not afraid. For this is the day that I create. I am the Word, I am the way. Though the storm may rage, I will not fear.
Don't be early or down.
I'm held in a grace, and I am the presence working everything out. And we're singing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. And Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. And we sing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. And Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. I am Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. You guys sing that?
I am.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The head, hand, heart, and body. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Do that again. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Now we go. The joy of love is my strength. I will not fear, I'm not afraid. For this is the day that I create. I am the Word, I am the way. Though the storm may rage, I am not swayed by any worry or doubt. I'm held in the grace, and I am the presence working everything out. And we sing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. And Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. And we sing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. And Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. Oh, and we sing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. And Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am peace. And we sing Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. I am Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Really take it in, guys. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om.
Take a breath. Namaste.
Okay, you get to stay up here even longer.
Right here.
So, what's our new theme?
Purpose.
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 So why the arrow?
Because if you don't hit that bullseye, you're sinning. Oh,
Oh, that's your other church.
well, that's what it means to sin. It just means to miss the mark. So when you're off purpose, and technically, not in the old way, but you truly are out of alignment, as Joseph Campbell will say, you're not on the beam. So
That's really a good answer.
thank you.
Because
Thank you.
when I said it, I was like, why would I ask him that? I didn't even decide what it meant yet.
I don't know whatever you're
But
gonna
now I'm
say.
good with it. That's
Yeah,
very good.
Good.
I am a sinner. So,
I am not.
so tell me, what are you going to do for this month? I mean, I'm about to tell everybody what I'd like them to do, but what do you think you're going to do with this thing called purpose?
Purpose?
Like, what is your purpose? Do you know your purpose in life?
I do.
Can you share it?
Well, it's interesting you asked that because this week I've been really working with the Tokyo dream. We talked about what is your Tokyo? And I remember sitting there going, what was my dream as a child? What was that Tokyo dream? And truly, as weird as it may sound, I remember reading a Bible when I was a little kid, my child's Bible, reading about this guy named Jesus and going, look at him. He's got kids coming and animals coming. He's walking on water. He's doing all these things. I want to be just like him.
Did you read to the end of the book? Just asking. I mean, the kids and the animals are all well and good.
Right, yeah. I didn't,
but
but even that it is true to that sense that I lay down my life for my family, for my community,
Yes.
for my world. Yes, I did read it to the end. And my purpose truly is to be an embodiment of that which was in Jesus. Truly what that means. Ernest Holmes talks about in the Science of Mind. It's that which is in the mind that was in Jesus is my mind.
People forget that. You know, I love it. Everybody's like, oh, I want you to speak science of mind. I don't want all this Jesus stuff. I'm like, you do know that a third of the Science of Mind textbook is the teachings of Jesus. Mm-hmm. I mean, he took a third of his book to talk about how is Jesus relevant today in our life. And not Jesus the Christian, for all of the Jews out there. Not Jesus the Christian, but Jesus the Jew. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's true. People are always like, but you're not reflecting the Jewish faith. I'm like, he was Jewish. He didn't come to create a divide between Jews and Christians. He came to say, let's find a better way to be Jews. Yeah. And the better way they decided was to not be Jews, I guess, which was ridiculous.
Right.
Thank you for taking me down the Jesus path.
Well, that's what I do, James. That's what I do. So
I have a book I'm writing.
I know.
What's the name of my book?
Bring it, Saving Jesus from the Church, I believe, something like that.
No, but that might be what it is now.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was originally called Saving Jesus from the Christians, and then I realized how divisive that was.
Right.
So actually, my husband realized that. He said, you got to take out that last. So now it's just Saving Jesus.
Yay.
That's the title of the book I'm working on.
I look
Saving
forward to
Jesus. Because everybody's like, has Jesus saved you? And I need to save him. Mm-hmm. I don't need him to save me.
Mm-hmm. And so it was Eric's, if you were in meditation, Eric talked about something. It was about building your castles in the sky and keeping your foundation. And that foundation, the cornerstone, the purpose is to remember who I am. That I am that, Christ. I am that. And when I remember that, everything folds into that. And that is the foundation of my life. And so when I'm on purpose and I'm pointing towards that, all things unfold perfectly.
And then that makes perfect sense. When you miss the mark, then you're just kind of a little
My
bit
house
off
can
principle.
crumble a little
Yes,
bit, yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Has your house ever crumbled?
Yes, sir, I have.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to give us our affirmation?
Yes, I'll say it once and I invite you to, with all your heart and might, repeat this twice after me. I live from the deepest sense of my most passionate purpose. I live from the deepest sense of my most passionate purpose. One more time, mean it. I live from the deepest sense of my most passionate purpose.
Namaste. Thank you, Jason. So the beautiful Heather Powers has a great song to lead us off into this month when she's done kissing her husband. She's going to sing for us. What's the name of this one?
Oh, for the blessing of all life.
I was like, you do know what you're singing. Heather Powers.
Oh, man. Oh, that was, You know what? I look at you both on the stage, and I feel so blessed to have these two men in my life. I feel like you're pillars, truly. That doesn't even adequately fully describe it, but to see you guys fully together, and yeah, my heart's beaming, bursting. Oh, so just a second. When James talked about purpose, this song came up immediately because we are here, and as my beloved said, if we're aiming at something so high that drives us, it drives our passion, it gets us out of our small self. You know, it keeps us working to wee hours in the morning. It keeps us being creative, and when we're getting up in the morning and just so in love with the process that we forget to brush our teeth, or, you know, that thing that just is like, it's got to get out because there's something that's calling us to serve a higher good, a common good, something that's good for all of us, and that is for the blessing of all life. And so that's what this is about, that all of our creativity, all of our love, all of our relationships would be anchored in this desire that is the only desire that ever leads to something really, really good for everyone, and that is for the blessing of all life. There's someone deep inside who's calling me to be a radiance so bright my eye has yet to finally see, a light within between all that is and all I am, free to be released to walk the way, fulfill the plan, and oh, the echoes of my soul exactly how this light unfolds. That's why I'm standing, centered in my good, in becoming. I am anchored and secure through my being. I create by the power of my word. There's someone deep inside who's playing hide and seek, a child scared she may just win or lose everything. The only thing between all that is and all I am must now be released. Let go of pride and let love in, and oh, the echoes of my soul exactly how this light unfolds. That's why I'm standing, centered in my good, in becoming. I am anchored and secure through my being. I create by the power of my word. Steady in heart and mind, all bodies now are purified. We are the bridge now glorified. We are one with the divine. Oh, that's why we're standing, centered in our good. We're becoming. We are anchored and secure through our being. We create by the power of our word. Oh, that's why we're standing, centered in our good, in becoming. We are anchored and secure through our being. We create by the power of our word, for the blessing of all life, for the blessing for the blessing of all life, for the blessing of all life.
That was beautiful. So when I started looking at purpose and what did I want to talk about, you know, one of the things I think that gets thrown about way too often is, what's your purpose? Do you know your purpose in life? How many times have you heard has anybody ever heard somebody ask them what their purpose is? Yeah, and it's as though we're supposed to know a purpose, a specific purpose. And what they usually mean is, what's your career? What's your job? What is your part on earth? What's yours to do here? You know, but that's not really where I want to go with this idea of purpose. Purpose can really drain you, can it? I mean, to think that I don't know my purpose. I counsel people all the time, and one of the biggest things that people come in for is purpose. Saying, I just don't know why I'm here. I don't know my purpose. And the irony is that there is no great, enormous purpose for you to fulfill here. I mean, I love the idea that really my only purpose is to have a good time. What if that was your purpose? How many people would like that to be their only purpose, to have a good time? Right. Well, that's really what it is. The rest of you are like, I don't think I can answer that way. That seems off purpose. Right? You remember that? Remember when you would say, I did that on purpose? Or you'd point to someone and go, you did that on purpose. What do you mean when you're saying that? When you're saying I did something on purpose, or you're accusing someone of doing something on purpose, what is it exactly that you're saying? Well, you're actually saying they did it deliberately, right? So in that sense, on purpose means you deliberately chose to do something. So really what people are asking is, you know, what's your purpose? What are you here to deliberately do? To actively do? Consciously, aware, awake. You know, that's purpose. Ernest Holmes, however, said purpose is determination with incentive. Now, if you're like me, you just went, what? Because when I read that definition, I was like, what? Determination with incentive. Well, what's the incentive? What is the incentive to live on purpose? What's the incentive to be deliberate with your life? What's the incentive? Well, I think what he means is to be determined, to be on point, with the incentive being that when you are, as Jason said, when you are living in your highest place, the incentive is you're living a happy life. You're having fun. Because when your mind stays on point and remembers who you are, then you can be, the incentive being, you can be happy. So he says this, when we speak of the purposefulness of spirit, we mean that the conscious mind has the ability to know what it wishes to express and the power to express it. So really, you are here because there's something in you that knows exactly what is yours to do. Not because there's some big bless you, not because there's some big destiny for you to fulfill, but because there's something in you called God, called love, called creative life force, whatever you want to call it. There's something in you that is consistently and constantly expanding, moving, driving, pushing. Do you ever feel those nudges from inside? It's just called the divine nudge. And it's usually when you're not living up to what you know you can do and something in you saying, oh, come on, you can do more than that. How many people here would say that they're cautious? I wish you could have been here watching where I am. I said, how many people would say they're cautious? And I saw. Well, yeah. So how many people would say they're not cautious? Not you notice those hands? So here's the thing. Is it cautious or is it conscious? Am I really being cautious or am I just conscious of what's going on? there's a way for you to reinterpret the idea of being cautious. I'm not cautious, I'm conscious, and I pay attention. So, the whole point of Ernest Holmes talking about purpose is for us to not get caught up in doing, but to get caught up in being. And that's a huge part of my whole ministry. I don't have to focus on doing. I don't have to try to do all the things I have to do. I say that after I cooked dinner for 50 people yesterday. I don't have to do that ever again. No, just kidding. No, but doing takes a lot of energy. Being releases a lot of energy. Big difference. This takes all of your energy from you. This brings all of your energy to you. Now, the irony here is, doing causes us to create and succeed, accomplish things, but being innately comes with accomplishment. It just shows up. I'm not focusing on it. I'm not trying to accomplish. How many of you have felt the strain and the stress of trying to accomplish something with your life? It's exhausting at times. Trying to accomplish the right job, trying to find the perfect relationship, trying to find my soulmate, all of that. It's exhausting. But if you could get into the habit of just being, those things just happen. I remember meeting Kevin for the first time, and I had had up to that point a very tattered history of dating. I mean, I left bodies everywhere. No, it's true. There are people still today. In fact, what's funny is it's about to be the 40th anniversary of the first revival of West Side Story. And so there's this huge, it's probably, somebody said it's the longest chain in history on Messenger. Everybody who was ever in that production or any tour that came from it is all on this chain. And so I very sweetly said, you know what, I'll host it at my house. I'll host the revival, and we're going to do it on Valentine's Day 2020, which is the day we opened on Broadway. And I said, and all of a sudden I'm realizing there's like 100 people coming from all over the world to LA to celebrate this whole thing, of West Side Story. And yet the whole thing was that really my purpose in life? Was that really what I was about to do this, to be an actor, to be a singer, No, I thought it was. How many of you now thought you were supposed to be something else? They're the cautious people. So, no, right? It's not. When you hit a certain age, how many people are 65 or older? Oh, see, that's only about a third of the room. How many people are 40 or younger? That's about 5 people. So to you 40 or younger people, this group right here, and Tiffany. So, oh, and you too, yes, right. So you think this, right? This is who I want to be. This is what I want to be. This is what's for me to do. But by the time you hit 65, you look back at that and you're like, I could have had a V8. Because we get drained by this whole thing called purpose. Ernest Holmes said, so he says here, we have the ability to know what we wish to express and the power to express it. And then he says this, here's what purposefulness is for him. The spirit of significance, of importance, a commingling of desire and determination, an inner recognition of the divine urge. And Heather talked about it in her song. Her first line is, there's something deep inside that's calling me to be. There's something deep inside that's calling me to be. You have a very smart, creative, thoughtful brain. Notice I didn't say mind, I said brain. You have a very smart brain that can think and decipher and understand and make decisions, and it's a brilliant tool we have called the brain. That is the tool of the mind. But the mind's not just about the brain. The mind's not just about critical thinking. The mind is also about a divine truth that's within all of it. So we spend so much time using our brains to think, to create, to figure things out. How many people here right now are in the midst of figuring something out? That was good, Delaney. Right? So there we are trying to figure these things out, and yet there is that in us that is the entire ocean in a drop, the entire allness of life that is literally has all the answers, and we're down here in this little thing called my individual brain, and I'm trying to figure it out, and it's up here going, dude, I have it. But we're like, no, I got it. I have it. I got it. And it just gets bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller. It's exhausting. That was exhausting. And that's what life is all about. Are you going to listen to the divine urge, or are you going to be out here trying to figure it the heck out? That's one question I have for you today. So, the purpose of the universe. Ernest Holmes said we should be receptive to the purpose of the universe. We should be receptive to the purpose of the universe. Now, before it sounds like I'm saying we should be just a feather in the wind and let God take us wherever it wants to take us. I'm not of that mindset. I think you know me by now. I don't play that game of like, oh, whatever, just let God take me where God's going to take me. First of all, I am God, so are you, so is everyone on the planet. So if I'm just going to let God take me, I'm going to have to make some decisions. But those decisions have to come from this divine urge, this universal truth. So he's saying here, we should be receptive to the purpose of the universe, meaning be receptive to your purpose. Whatever you decide that may be receptive to it. How many people live lives of quiet despair because they think they have to do this instead of this? More people reach my age saying, I really should have done that when I had the opportunity to do it. I don't think anyone goes to their grave saying, I shouldn't have done so much. I think I took too much out of life. No, most people get there saying, I could have done so much more. If we could all walk out of here today and say to ourselves, I'm going to do everything that I have in mind to do, period. Doesn't matter how, where, when, or why. I'm just going to do what I know is mine to do. What would life be like if we really did that? And I don't mean like every whim you get. That's called schizophrenia. I'm talking about understanding this is right, this feels good, and not being afraid to do it. That's what this month can be all about for you. Your purpose. Now, the interesting thing is, I teach, and certainly Thomas Troward taught, that our only purpose in life is to enjoy life. That's it. I loved when I was reading Thomas Troward. He's very dense, right, Tiffany? Tiffany always loves reading dead people. That's what she says in class. She was like, why do we have to read all these dead people? And haven't you quoted that? But this dead guy, Troward, he basically said, your only purpose in life is to enjoy life. I'd like to know how New Thought let that slip by and hardly ever says it. Everything in the science of mind is just Ernest Holmes rewriting Thomas Troward. Pretty much. It's amazing when you read Thomas Troward and then read what Ernest Holmes said. He just he said it it made it a little more palpable in 17,000 pages. Right? But he said, our only purpose in life is to enjoy life, to be in the joy of life. Enjoy. To be in the joy of life. So your only purpose, the only reason you're here is to enjoy life. To be in the joy of life. Back to the divine ideal. All of this universal truth. The joy of life is yours as it comes through you to live it. That's our only purpose. That means what brings you joy. That's what you should be doing. Wayne Dyer says this. He says, when you dance, your purpose is not to get to a certain place on the floor. It is to enjoy each step along the way. Not to get to a certain space along the floor. So this West Side Story thing, they're posting all these pictures I never knew existed because they're from other people taking them when you're in rehearsal. And there's this one picture of me I saw this morning as I was leaving, and it's from the opening of the show, and I am literally flying through the air. It's this sailing step, and I am so high, I was like way above the other guys. And probably it was a depth thing. I was downstage, they were upstage. And I've got this white shirt on and this face. And I looked at my face and I was like, you look so free in that moment. You just look like you have hit the perfect. And I remember the step. I'm not doing it, of course. But I was just like, wait, oh, no, it's this. And I was like so high in the air. It was just, I know I'm talking about myself, but it was so beautiful. It's beautiful at 65 to look back and do that. And so here's the joke. So then I went out back. Thank God you two you were asleep. They stayed at our house last night. But Kevin was sitting. I didn't notice he was sitting in the living room. So I went out back and I'm like, da, 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 da. And all of a sudden Kevin taps on the door. He goes, I have a feeling if he took a picture of me, it wouldn't look like that other picture I saw this morning. Or maybe it would. So, when you dance, your purpose is not to get anywhere specific. You are not here to get somewhere specific. You are here to enjoy every dance step along the way. That's your purpose. That's your only purpose. Now, along the way, you're going to find other purposes. One of the purposes I have found in life is to go to Guatemala with Scott and all of the people that he brings together every single year. That is one of my purposes. When I don't go, I missed it one year because of a family issue. It felt empty that week, you know? So you know what purpose feels like. You know what it feels like to be doing what you love to do. That's your only job this month. How does that feel? Now, you may be uncomfortable with that. You could be uncomfortable thinking, really? That's the only reason I'm here? The Dalai Lama basically wrote, is what Heather's song was about. The Dalai Lama says our only purpose in life is to be about the transition, the beautiful transformation of the world. Well, you know what? It's kind of the same thing. Being about the beautiful transformation of the world doesn't mean that I have to go out and start doing things to transform the world. I get to transform the world just by showing up in Guatemala. I get to transform the world just by being happy and walking into Ralph's happy. Because there are a lot of unhappy people in Ralph's I've found lately. Really? No, there was a woman right behind me just recently, and I was like in line, and I didn't have many things, and she had like twice as what I had, and she said, can I go ahead of you? I was like, are you in a hurry? She goes, yes. I was like, sure, go ahead. She didn't say thank you or anything. She just went ahead of me. And I started to get resentful. I was like, and then I felt my face, my Kevin calls it my Philadelphia face, that. And I felt it crinkling up, which is not a good idea at this age. And I thought to myself, you know what? She probably is in a hurry, and maybe she's got something to do that's really important, and it doesn't matter. You're spreading joy. Get over it. And then I was somewhat okay. It's a process. It's a process. So this month, I want you to pay attention to how much joy is in your life. Notice it. Notice when there's not joy in your life. Notice when you are doing things that does not bring you joy, that actually takes joy away from you. And be willing to say no to those things. If you don't like cleaning your house, hire a housekeeper. I mean, people say this all the time. Well, you got to do certain things. You got to clean your house. And I'm always like, I haven't cleaned my house in forever. But my housekeeper's great at it. She loves cleaning houses. She really does. It's not like that she has to work to. I said to her once, I said, you know, I've never had a housekeeper that gets here at 8 and 9 in the morning and is here at 10 at night. I said, you're really taking too much time. And she went, I love cleaning. I was like, then stay. But it's true. And when she leaves, my house is like, this Wednesday when she comes in, that house will be meticulous. She loves to do it. I don't necessarily love to do housework. But you know what I love to do? Iron. Yeah. I love to, anybody else? I love to iron. That brings me joy. So I can literally iron in front of MSNBC and be simultaneously joyful and annoyed. Right? So, this month, just do what brings you joy and see how that makes you feel. Napoleon Hill said this. There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is a definiteness of purpose. One quality which will allow you to win at this thing called life. Definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to possess it. So, this month, I'm going to suggest that we all just let joy be our purpose. That we literally step into our lives from a joy-filled place, recalling and remembering that it's all right here. Get out of that little micromanaging, controlling thing, which I've been told I do occasionally, get a little controlling. Let it go. Let it go. Don't hold it back. Frozen. Just be willing to say to yourself at all times, does this bring me joy? And if the answer is no, it has no place in your life. And if it's something that you feel you have to do no matter what, then it's your job to find the joy in it. Because if it's there to bring you joy on some front. I guarantee you. And if you are willing to take that as your monthly moniker this month and really live it, I guarantee you, we are going to have a room filled with so much joy-filled people. I know you're happy now, but I mean joy-filled. This room will just levitate. You all good for that? Have a great month. Namaste. Thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I invite you all to take a deep breath and joyfully take out your wallets. Take out whatever you have today to give, your tithe, your investment, your stewardship, whatever you call it. Just be conscious of it. Just be aware of it. Be aware that part of the purpose of life is to live in the affluence of life. So let's know this together, shall we? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me. How? Multiplied abundantly.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
Let me hear you.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have.
All that I
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Do, do, do. 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 Hey, yeah. Do, do, do.
Feel the joy. Feel the joy. Do, do, do. So what I know here is this beautiful dance of participation in this love and action and money, that we've been able to participate in this law of giving and receiving. What I know is that this energy, this money goes forward to heal, prosper, and bless everybody that the board, that this center is guided to do. And that everyone that participated is receiving now multiplied abundantly joy, health, lots of goodness, lots of greatness. And so I am grateful to participate in this now. I'm grateful to speak this for all of us here, knowing that my word is the word of God as I am, and I let it be so. Together we say, and so it is.
I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
I am so grateful for all that I have. All that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so do 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 do.
Good morning. It's Sunday, June 2nd, and these are your Global Truth Center Los Angeles announcements. Today's community practitioners are available for a complimentary 5-minute spiritual mind treatment session following today's celebration. This morning after the celebration at 11:30 a.m., it's the monthly meeting of the LGBTQA Circle. Coming up on the calendar, the Greater Contribution is holding their annual fundraiser on June 9th on the campus of Cal Lutheran University. For more information and tickets, please see Karen Wright today in the breezeway after our celebration. On Saturday, June 29th, join us for our next Sound Bath experience. Tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door. To purchase tickets, check out our website under the Events tab. Finally, pre-orders for the teen t-shirts have begun. Proceeds go directly to help send a teen to summer camp. Buy a t-shirt today after the celebration. More information on all our events is always available at our information table in the breezeway, on our community bulletin board, or online at globaltruthcenter.org. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Thank you, Thor. Thank you. So, oh, I don't need that. So online, I want to say hi, hello, to Martha, Nancy, Donia, Pam, Gary, Lori, Alex, Joe, Christine, Gloria, Robin, Marty, JC, Rangel, I guess that's right, Rangel, Ken, Jody, Kirby, Archie, Tracy, and Mamie. Mamie, oh, I love that. And I love this. Jody Fisher turned on the service just now, and your son, Jet, went, oh my God, there's my dad. So you'd like to know that. And Gary said, you would like to know this, Thor. Gary said you would not believe how good the quality of today's service is. We have just redone all the cameras in here. So these are all brand new HD cameras, so which is also we're playing around with the lighting and we had to take some things down, but we're doing an overhaul between now and the end of the month. So you'll see little by little, so that's great. And Martha also said, wow, we can see the whole congregation, because this little thing can roll around and show you all. So don't fall asleep. Donia also said, wow, the video is off the chart. Heather has the voice of an angel. And Donia also said, it's nice to see Manny singing up there with Delaney. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, how great is that? Okay, do I have an announcement to make? Would you hit it, please? Oh, great. Someone speaks their inner truth from such a deeply rooted place of authenticity, and it just taps into something in me, something in you, where you're drawn into what's being known in that moment. Mark Nepo is a poet, a teacher, a writer, and a storyteller. He has been called one of the finest spiritual guides of our time. In 2014, Oprah invited him onto her Life You Want tour. And in 2016, he was named one of the most spiritually influential living people today. So that'll be great. What I also love about what we're doing this weekend is that you kind of don't know what Friday night's going to be. I haven't really shared with Mark how the interview works, but Mark gets to be put on the hot seat and asked a lot of questions that maybe no one's ever asked you before. I
Well,
watched your interview with Oprah, and that was great. She was very respectful, and it was fun. And but I might have a couple questions that you'll have to think about.
I welcome it. As I know, I mentioned to you that I love that the origin of the real original meaning of the word interview, which comes from the French, means the view between, where we look together. We're another way that we're more together than alone.
On June 21st and June 22nd, join us for the interview and let Mark talk to us about what this world is like when we realize we're more together than alone. And then join us on Saturday morning for his workshop on 7,000 Ways to Listen. Friday, June 21st and Saturday, June 22nd, join us at the Global Truth Center for a weekend with Mark Nepo. For information and to purchase tickets, go to www.globaltruthcenter.org/Mark-Nepo-event. I look forward to seeing you there. So, we wanted to show you that. I mean, that has just gone out. It went out on Friday, I believe, and Mark has now sent it out to all of his people. So we're getting calls from people from all over the state of California, people that are flying in to see this. But I was told that some of you don't know who he is, which I understand, and so you wanted a little better understanding on what it is you would be coming to. There are few people in this world who I consider transformational in terms of just sitting with them. My whole vibration shifted when I did that, and that was actually a half-hour interview, and we had the best time. But there's something so grounded, so centered, so inspirational about this man. It makes sense why they say he's one of the 10 most influentially spiritual people in the world, and that's Oprah that said that. And she's had him on her show a number of times, toured with him. And he hasn't been in California. He doesn't travel as much anymore because he likes writing his books. But he agreed to come here, and we are so grateful and so blessed that he's going to be sitting up here on this stage, really telling us what he's understood about life. So if you haven't bought your ticket yet, since all this promotion is going out starting this week, get them now, because we're only going to sell so many tickets because we can't really fill the room any more than we can. So there you go. Okay, was there anything else that I had to do? No. Bring in the children. I love myself.
I love myself. I love myself. I love myself.
Oh, is that for me?
Well, sure.
It is now.
So this is a little heady, so stay with me. The kids stayed with me, so I'm thinking we can all handle this. If our eye is single, we should be filled with light. That is, when we perceive the unity of good, we shall perceive it in its entirety, an undivided whole. But if our eye be filled with evil, we shall remain in darkness. We must cleave to the good and trust absolutely in the law of God to bring about any desired end. Spirit will mold our purposes when we allow it to do so. I'm going to skip ahead. We shall be cared for as the lilies of the field, which live directly upon the divine bounty, and yet they toil not, nor do they spin. So we talked about purpose a little bit. We talked about how really our purpose is to be that divine urge. And those lilies of the field do that really well, don't you think? Because they're really stinking gorgeous. And each one of them is different. Each one of them uniquely grows and doesn't have to sit there and go, is it time to grow now? It just does its thing. So when we get out of the way and we just do our thing, we really grow in really great, unique ways. So Lexi wanted to tell you how we took that lesson.
We made lilies.
Okay, short.
Is that it? Is that it? Anyone else? Do you want to speak about teen group? Okay. All right.
So today in teen group, we were put to work and folded T-shirts.
How much an hour?
Minimum wage. Which is,
Really?
actually, we did it for free. Against our wills, though.
Take the mic quickly.
I'll take it. They too also had a discussion while they were hard at work about purpose and what that looked like and how we unfold being as we are, divine God.
Great. Are the T-shirts here today?
The T-shirts are out in the breezeway, so if you have already purchased a T-shirt, they will be out there with your order in their hand, and they will be able to hand you a T-shirt. How many of you have T-shirts out there? Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? Those of you that didn't raise your hands, go and order some. It's
They're
easy.
really beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Good. Okay. Can I have our practitioners, please, up? So today you get to work with the beautiful Tiffany and the beautiful Audrey. And Audrey, are you going to be where? Audrey's going to be downstairs in my office, and Tiffany will be in the meditation room right here. When I talked about bringing your energy to a vibration that takes you into such a better understanding, this is how we do it. Just go sit with them if you have something you're working on, and let them bring your vibration up. It's only 5-10 minutes max, and it's great use of your time. Okay, can I have all the practitioners stand now? So everyone take a deep breath. And recognize and know that right here, right where I stand, the fullness of God is. There's a purpose and a truth that is filled with joy and happiness. And I recognize and know that each person here today walks out of this room as the very joy of life. And that joy spreads everywhere. It is infectious. Every person, everything that comes in contact with the joy that is emanating from each person in this room, online, whoever hears this message, is touched by that divine urge that says, yes, yes, have at it. Live life to the fullest, as the fullest. I am so grateful to know this, grateful to begin this month in this understanding of joy. And I just get out of the way, release my word as the very law of life. That law that is saying yes, have at it. And I just let it be so. As together we all say, and so it is. I invite all the rest of you now to stand. You ready?
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Yeah, sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. Hot air balloon that can go to space. In the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Yeah, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Yeah, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah, no offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. My loving's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. Because I'm happy. Bring me down.
too high. Can't nothing hurt me down.